What's up, peeps? Welcome back to Musicians Help, and today we are talking about endorsements. Now, endorsements are a great thing. A lot of musicians, that's like the thing they want to go to. It's kind of the dream in the music community, get an endorsement, get with a major company, that kind of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually a really, really great thing. It can be super beneficial for you if you work it the correct way. So let's just talk about the people who are getting it and how. And as I was just like brainstorming this video here, I was like, wow, I think they're kind of the same. So who and how kind of works together, and here's what I mean. If you're an influencer, meaning you have X amount of followers, a subscriber base on a platform, and you can guarantee engagement, that's a way, and that's also how you would get an endorsement. And if, let's say you're on this like dream gig, you're playing for, let's just use a name like Beyonce or Taylor Swift here, that's who, the musician that's doing it, and how you'll be getting it is the same. You have this dream gig, and you were able to captivate a company by it being on this iconic gig. So that's the who and the how, and there's obviously cross promotion in those, but that's essentially like the bare bones of who and how to get it. Now, like I said, endorsements are a really, really great thing if you negotiate them well. Before we go into negotiating and who and how to figure all that stuff out with your reps and companies and things like that, let's just make sure we understand the two different types of endorsements. You have a partial endorsement and you have a full endorsement. Now, your partial endorsement is essentially just that. You may get some free stuff out of the gate, but essentially you're just gonna have a promo code where you might reach out to your rep and say, hey, I need this. And then they'll be like, all right, no problem. It's gonna be 60% off, 70% off, 80% off, or whatever you all negotiate. It's just partial. You'll still probably have to come out of pocket a little bit, but it's a lot cheaper. And there's a lot of benefits for that too. You don't have to pay, full price for anything, and we're all down for a good discount. The full endorsement, which a lot of us are seeking here, it's great because you can get equipment for free, you can get your gear for free, you can get cables for free, you get microphones for free, and there's probably something that you all have to do in return, but no problem, but that's the gig. So those are the two different types. You're dealing with partial and you're dealing with full. Great benefits to both, but let's just get that out of the way so we're very clear about what we're talking about now. So we're gonna separate the two when we're talking about negotiating here between the influencer and the iconic gig. The influencer essentially has more value to a company, and here's why. They're typically able to already edit videos, they could shoot video, the sound quality is better, they're already having engagement to guarantee the product's gonna get into X amount of audience that is already wrapped up into what they're doing. It's a lot easier for a company to go to an influencer and give them things because the marketing side of it is already done. Like you should know already, a lot of companies' marketing budgets are just crazy now, and they've kind of figured out a way to lower it by just giving free things to influencers. You might say, well, it costs them money too, but let me just bring this down. Let's say a cymbal costs $500 retail. It may only cost the company $200 to make. They're selling it for $5. No problem there, business is business, right? But for them, if I can give away a $200 cymbal, I can guarantee that I'm at least gonna get one person to buy this cymbal or at least see the cymbal and all this other stuff. Well, that makes a lot of sense. They've covered my marketing budget and they already bought it. I'm a $300 plus profit now, and I didn't have to do anything besides ship something to someone. Sounds great to me. Oftentimes, like I said, I argue that they're more valuable to a company, but there's definitely value on the other side of that too. But negotiating for an influencer, you definitely need to negotiate free. Free is everything. If I'm gonna have to shoot a video, I have to edit it, I'm gonna make it sound good, I gotta do all these things on my end, that's a lot of my time, that's into my direct reach, it's all this other stuff, it at least has to be free. I would also negotiate though, getting on their website. This would be for both. SEO is important, your search engine optimization. You want your name attached to this company so you all are cross promoting. The other thing is I would definitely try to get on their clinic roster, or when they're doing these events such as NAMM or anything like that in the music realm where the company has to go in any representation. I want to be there. You need to fly me out to be a part of this. And what you're doing now is you're becoming more of a face with the company. Very, very valuable. You're bringing a different value and skill set to the company, which is what you need. Let's talk about the person that has this iconic gig. You have to come at this a little bit differently because you probably don't have the editing skills. You probably don't know much about videography. You probably don't know much about this audio itself in terms of how to get everything synced together. That's not your angle. Remember, your angle is to have the dream gig. You're the person that is playing for this iconic thing. So you may have a following, but your following oftentimes isn't following you because of what you do. They're following you because of who you play for. You have like a a cool by association thing, which is great. Utilize it to your advantage. Now, you may have a couple people that are specifically coming out to see you, and that's all well and dandy. But even nowadays, the band is becoming a little more obsolete. You're noticing even A-list celebrities here that are putting bands tucked away in tents someplace. They're kind of putting them down in like lower rises. They're seen, but not heard. Still on the gig, but it's not something where a company not gonna say, well, I can guarantee that my drums are gonna be seen on Taylor Swift's gig, or my keyboards are gonna be seen on Beyonce's gig, or my guitar is gonna be on Lizzo's gig, or it's gonna be whatever, right? They just can't guarantee that. So you have to come at this a little bit differently. What I would do when negotiating and saying, cool, I have no problem posting and tagging you all, and because you were gonna do that anyway. No matter what, you were already gonna do that, not a big deal. The thing that you should negotiate, like I said, with followers and influencers, get on the website. SEO, we already talked about that, we're clear. Because you're on this iconic gig, you need to talk to your rep and say, hey, here's a list of my dates, here's where I'll be. Let me know when you can come out or one of your representation can come out and we can do a behind the scenes walkthrough of my tour rig. This will cost you nothing. Oftentimes you're gonna be visiting one of the cities that your company's in, so it's probably just like a quick drive for them, hour or two max, which is easy. It might be a rep, might just be one of the videographers. It could be the same people, could be two different people. Great. Before sound check, after sound check, in between, we're gonna do a quick walkthrough of my rig. Now, this company has to edit it, put everything together, but you have the iconic gig. So when they come out, all you have to do, talk to your tour manager, get some comp tickets, have those tickets at will call. They come back, you do this quick video for them. It'll take 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, even an hour maybe. Bring them out, show them a good time. It literally costs you nothing. They have to come do the stuff, put it on a website, you're good to go. So make sure you all are negotiating things that work out for your ability. Now, one little caveat here that I just wanna make sure that we're clear on is when you're on tour, you're gonna have to submit a rider, and your rider is essentially the backline. Remember, no matter what you put on your rider, you're probably going to get. So it doesn't matter what you play, it doesn't matter what company you enjoy, whatever you write down on your rider, you're going to get a backline company to do it. And there's ways to navigate this where people can rent it from you and all this other stuff. We won't get into that in this video, but the whole point of me telling you that is that you don't need this company for free gig if you are the person playing behind someone. So don't get so caught up in this like free gear thing, and you're doing all the legwork and they're reaping the benefits from this financially. You need to make sure it so works for you. So bring them out, say, hey, we're doing behind the scenes, or they want to catch a rehearsal, like, hey, I'm in Los Angeles, we're at wherever, come out, let's do it before my rehearsal, my lunch break, whatever. We'll do something here where you guys can cross promote and get on the website. So long story short, endorsements are a great thing. I mean, everyone should try to achieve it, but you should get these endorsements so it makes sense for you. Do not just sacrifice your time and your ability and all your skill sets and get nothing in return besides some free whatever. Free is good, but you also need to look about monetizing this and getting your platforms to cross promote. That way you have more leverage point. Let's say something happens, you still are able to make some money here and get some cool things happening. Hopefully this answers some questions, and hopefully this is pretty helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you want to add anything that maybe I missed or I didn't say perfectly, that's cool too. The whole point of this is us as a community to connect together and just think about different ways and brainstorming. And of course, there's other ways to navigate this. I'm not saying that you have to follow my way. The whole point is just to think about things a little bit differently, discuss them with your friends, and maybe you know some people that are endorsed. Reach out, have some conversations, so when you're approaching companies and before you sign contracts, you know what you're negotiating and you know what you're trying to get out of this. That's the whole point. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Leave a comment. Like I said, if you have any other questions or you want to chime in, please do that. And that's it. You all have a great day.